Imagine, if you will, a dark room filled with an eerie silence. Suddenly, a voice breaks through, a chilling, unrecognizable voice that sends shivers down your spine. A voice so distorted and alien it's hard to believe it emanates from a human throat. This is just one example of what you might hear on the rumored forbidden exorcism tapes. These tapes, alleged to contain genuine recordings of real-life exorcisms, have stirred up quite a storm. They're whispered about in hushed tones, their existence denied by some, affirmed by others. But what are they really? Exorcism, the practice of expelling evil spirits from possessed individuals, has deep roots that stretch back centuries, and not just within Christianity. Many cultures and religions around the globe have their own versions of this ritual. From the ancient Sumerians invoking their gods to banish evil spirits, to the Hindu practice of Bhuta Vidya, where Ayurvedic methods are used to treat those believed to be under supernatural influence. In Christianity, exorcism traces its origins back to Jesus Christ himself, who was said to have performed exorcisms during his time on earth. Over the centuries, this practice has evolved, with the Roman Catholic Church formalizing the rite in the 16th century. Fast forward to today, and these forbidden tapes have become a source of intense debate and fascination. They are said to contain the raw, unfiltered sounds of these ancient rites being performed, the guttural growls, the pleas for mercy, the confrontations with unseen entities, all captured for posterity. Yet as chilling as these tapes may be, they also raise a critical question. Are they genuine recordings of real-life exorcisms, or are they cleverly crafted hoaxes? The answer isn't as clear as one might hope. These tapes, shrouded in mystery and fear, have become a source of both fascination and skepticism. Are they genuine recordings of real-life exorcisms or cleverly crafted hoaxes? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this enigma, peeling back the layers of the forbidden tapes. One of the most controversial cases in the realm of exorcism is that of Anneliese Michel. This young German woman, born in the early 1950s, lived a life that was seemingly ordinary until her late teenage years. She was deeply religious, but her devotion took a dark turn when she began experiencing inexplicable symptoms. Anneliese reported seeing demonic faces, hearing voices, and feeling an intense aversion to religious objects. Her condition deteriorated, and she underwent a series of exorcisms over nearly a year. Recordings of these exorcisms, capturing her guttural screams and purportedly demonic voices, are among the most well-known and chilling of the so-called forbidden exorcism tapes. Now, these recordings have been the subject of intense debate, pitting believers against skeptics in a battle of authenticity. On one side of the argument, you have the believers, individuals who claim that these tapes offer irrefutable proof of demonic possessions. They point to Anneliese's inhuman sounds, her knowledge of languages she never studied, and her extreme reactions to sacred symbols as clear indications of a supernatural presence. However, on the other side of the coin are the skeptics. They argue that the phenomena heard on these tapes have scientific and psychological explanations. Neurologists suggest that Anneliese's symptoms were consistent with epilepsy, while psychiatrists argue that she likely suffered from a severe form of mental illness, possibly schizophrenia. They claim that the so-called demonic voices were simply a result of Anneliese's altered mental state, not a sign of possession. The case of Anneliese Michel is not the only one. There are numerous other cases, each with its own set of believers and skeptics. Some point to the inexplicable events captured on tape as proof of the supernatural, while others argue that they are nothing more than manifestations of mental illness, manipulated by the power of suggestion and religious fervor. In the end, the authenticity of these forbidden exorcism tapes remains a matter of personal belief. Science and faith, two seemingly incompatible domains, clash head-on in this debate. While science demands empirical evidence and logical explanations, faith often thrives on the unexplainable, the miraculous, and the supernatural. The debate over the authenticity of these tapes continues to rage, with believers and skeptics locked in a never-ending tug-of-war. Whether these tapes truly capture the sounds of the possessed or they are merely the echoes of human suffering and mental strife is a question that may never be definitively answered. Beyond the debates and fascination, there lies a deeper, more pressing question. Is it ethical to make such personal and intense experiences public? This question calls for a closer look at the ethics of exposure, a subject that often finds itself overlooked amidst the spectacle of the forbidden exorcism tapes. Exorcism, in its essence, is an intensely private and personal experience. It's a spiritual struggle between a person and what they or their faith community believe to be an evil force. To make such a deeply personal struggle public opens up a Pandora's box of ethical concerns. On one hand, some argue that these tapes provide valuable insight into the world of the supernatural, offering tangible proof of the existence of demonic entities. They claim that making these tapes public serves a greater good, giving believers and non-believers alike a chance to witness the reality of spiritual warfare. On the other hand, there are those who contend that the public exposure of these tapes can have detrimental effects on viewers and listeners. One of these effects is the potential for sensationalism. The media, in its quest for viewership, can often amplify the drama and fear associated with these tapes, leading to a perpetuation of harmful stereotypes and fears. Moreover, the exposure of these tapes can also contribute to the stigmatization of those who undergo exorcisms. By making their personal struggles public, we risk turning their pain into entertainment, their suffering into a spectacle. This can lead to further isolation and misunderstanding, adding to the emotional and psychological distress they may already be experiencing. Then, there's the question of consent. Were the individuals in these tapes aware that their experiences would be made public? Did they agree to this? And if they didn't, isn't the public exposure of these tapes a violation of their privacy and dignity? There's also the potential harm to impressionable viewers who might misinterpret these tapes, leading to fear, confusion, or even attempts to replicate what they see or hear. This could result in physical or psychological harm, as individuals grapple with phenomena they may not fully understand. While the debate over the authenticity of these tapes may never be settled, one thing is clear. The ethics of making such personal and intense experiences public is a conversation we need to have. It's not just about the spectacle, the fascination, or the fear. It's about the human beings at the center of these experiences, their dignity, their privacy, and the potential harm that can be caused by turning their struggles into public entertainment.